Ted Cruz. Senator, good to see you. I see that you joined the Freedom Convoy for a little while, and you rode shotgun. And I'm thinking how all of this relates to where we are as in Ukraine, what to do with Ukraine, and more importantly, this reluctance, mysterious reluctance and resistance Democrats have. Their adherence to New Green Deal radical socialism, and they would rather kiss the ass of the head of Venezuela, Maduro, the mullahs in Iran, and beg OPEC, when we have enough energy in this country that would supply our own needs for at least 100 years, maybe 200.
Well, Sean, let me start with just a word of encouragement. As you noted, I spent the day with the People's Convoy. I went and joined them this morning, spoke with them, and then joined the convoy, rode in the lead rig. They're circling the Beltway around Washington, D.C., and then the lead rig, we broke off from the convoy. We headed straight to the Capitol in Washington, D.C., and I got to tell you, it was inspirational. Seeing truckers from all over the country. They started in California. They came all across the country. Their numbers grew and grew and grew, so that you had thousands of truckers, you had thousands of RVs and cars and people supporting them, standing up for freedom, standing up against these illegal and unconstitutional vaccine mandates. And the thing that was so powerful is, as we would drive along, lining the streets, there would be people with signs, people with American flags waving. Sean, just about every overpass that we went under, there were people lined up there waving flags, saying thank you, giving you the thumbs up. And I do think the disaster that is Washington, that is Biden and Schumer and Pelosi, the abuse that we're seeing from Washington, the one good thing is it is waking people up. A lot of these truckers hadn't been political until suddenly these petty tyrants decided to say, either you take this vaccine or you're fired. And they stood up and said, that's not right. It's your choice. If you want to take the vaccine, I've taken the vaccine. If you want to take the vaccine, great, that's your choice. But if you choose not to, that's your choice also. And these politicians that want to fire truckers and cops and firefighters and soldiers and sailors and airmen and Marines and teachers and doctors and nurses, it is wrong. And I got to tell you, it was an inspirational day being with men and women fighting for you and fighting for me.
I was listening to you saying, I'm not a doctor. Why are you asking me? I've been saying that the entire time. People telling me what I should tell people to do. Take it seriously. Consult your own doctor. Make your own decision. Read. Get informed. Last question. We're now begging Venezuela, the Iranian mullahs, and we're now begging OPEC to increase production. And under no circumstances will Joe Biden consider domestic energy production, which would be great for states like yours and Texas. It'd be great for Oklahoma, natural gas, Ohio, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Alaska, Anwar.
Yes.
A lot of energy. We don't need their imports. We were energy independent under Donald Trump.
Yep. Look, it is insane and it's dishonest. So the White House talking point that you're going to hear from every Democrat in the country, you're going to hear from the corporate media, is the increase in gas prices is all Putin's fault. And it's just a flat-out lie. Listen, gas prices had increased nearly 50% under Joe Biden before Putin invaded Ukraine. They increased because, as you played at the top of the show, Biden declared war on U.S. energy production. He shut down the Keystone Pipeline. He shut down leases on federal lands. He shut down Anwar. And the result is rig counts plummeted. And when you reduce supply, when you reduce U.S. production, price goes up. And the bizarre thing now is the White House realizes they got a political problem. People don't like 8% inflation rates. People don't like gasoline rising over 50%. And so what Biden is doing now is trying to go to enemies of America, trying to go to Iran, trying to go to Venezuela and say, you guys, we're going to give you billions of dollars. The Ayatollah in Iran literally chants death to America and death to Israel, and Biden would rather give him billions to use to murder Americans than to unleash American energy. We were energy independent under President Trump. We can be again, but Joe Biden did that. And if we want to beat Putin, there are two things we need to do. Number one, provide the Ukrainians with offensive military equipment, not put U.S. soldiers in harm's way, but give them the tools, including the fighter jets, to beat the Russians. And number two, use energy. Use energy and cut off the Russian oil and gas. Get the Europeans to sign contracts with American producers. It produces jobs, and it starves Putin of the revenue that he's using to wage war in Europe.
All right, Senator Ted Cruz, we always appreciate you joining us. Thank you. Joining us now.